Alright, so to give a quick rundown before I leave my storage unit for the day, I was married. I was with this woman for 10 years. We were married for 8. The entirety of our relationship, I was financially abused, manipulated. She put her hands on me a few times, but not a lot. But that's still abuse. Manipulation, emotional abuse, uh, financial abuse. I know I said it, but like I suffered every aspect of domestic abuse the whole time I was with this woman. The whole time we were together, her family made crude jokes, joking about how the children weren't mine. None of them. At one point, her sister even said to me, "How what would you do if you found out that your youngest son was actually your brother's son?" And they laughed and like that was a joke to them, you know. Her mom, we lived with her parents the entirety of our relationship. Her mom also financially abused me. They both did. They did our taxes, and on the taxes they made it read as if I was filing the taxes, when in reality my mother-in-law was filing the taxes, and all of that money was going into my wife's account that I had no access to. So for the majority of the relationship, I was head of household. I was working. I was the one bringing in the money. And then when we moved to the new house, my wife said she couldn't handle being the stay-at-home parent. That, mind you, we both worked. We both worked, and I had to pay her mom to watch our children while we both worked. My wife didn't pay any bills. She didn't put any money towards the bills. My entire paycheck went between her and her mother. And it was my understanding that all of that money was going towards bills. You know, like I spent the entirety of that relationship being told that we were poor and struggling. You know, the one poor and struggling was me. And so we moved to the new house. I became the stay at home parent because it made no sense for me to drive 2 hours to get to work 16 hours in the sun, and then drive 2 hours home to pay my mother in law when I could just stay home and watch the kids. You know, my wife also said, you know, you really don't need to work. I work. I can handle all the bills. And that should have been my first red flag, because she took over the bills and she wasn't paying the bills. I didn't know this until late, until I was put out on the street. And so for 3 years, I was the stay at home parent, and I was treated like a slave. I did laundry. I taught myself how to cook because she stopped cooking. I cleaned the whole house, top and bottom, every single day. And every single day, it looked as if I hadn't done anything the day before. So it wasn't just that I was picking up after my kids. I was also picking up after my wife, a full-grown woman who just came home and just threw her shit wherever she wanted and left it there. And it got to a point where I stopped doing her laundry. I stopped picking up after her, and she started getting mad, and I straight up said, "I'm not your slave. You are old enough to know where the fucking laundry basket is. You literally have to walk past it to get to our bedroom." Fast forward, I was served and immediately locked out of the marital bedroom. Not only that, she lied to society. She lied to her family. She lied to certain police officers and told them that I raped her and our children, that I abused her and our children. Meanwhile, no charges have ever been filed. I haven't been charged or convicted or even got to court for any of this. You know, people out here telling me that I'm admitting to sexual abuse because I'm arguing that how can this woman accuse me of this and then turn around and say I never said that, you know? And she's got people out here saying things that they could only have heard from her. So like, how are you going to expect me to believe that these people are just lying on me and you? You know, and like, to me, it's kind of weird that people are willing to spread her tail, and then when they're shown that she says I never said that, their response is, "Oh, you're doing a backdoor confession." Like, it's weird. To me, it's weird that people are so adamant that someone be that guilty without proof. But that's the society that we live in. So fast forward 3 years later now, after being served and thrown out onto the street illegally as the stay-at-home parent with no access to the funds, I'm still being abused. We are not separated. The divorce has stalled because she was ordered to pay me $28,000, and she refused. She impeded on My lawyers being able to get the money from the 401k. When they finally got the forms and the forms went to her to sign, she has refused to sign, and now she's telling me and everybody, "Oh, I handed it in already." I don't know what he's asking about, but in all actuality, why would I be asking for something that's already been handed in? Why would I be bothering you? I don't want to talk to you. You have abused me for so fucking long. I don't even want to be in your vicinity. I don't even want to see her when I pick my kids up. And it's just like, her lawyer has just done so much unethical things that I don't understand how it's just no one is saying anything. But then I'm finding out my case isn't, it's not random. Like, this type of shit happens so fucking much that it's normalized. Like, spouses are abusing their partners in the courtrooms, outside of the courtrooms, and the courtrooms are siding with the fucking abusers. And that's disturbing to me, because how can my children be safe when this woman is actively committing financial abuse, actively keeping her spouse in a car that she owns? How can she be a safe person when this is her reaction, this is her behavior? And like, this is why I believe she's a fucking sociopath. The only explanation that I can get is she's a sociopath. Her behaviors match people with sociopathic tendencies. She told such egregious lies and then just again lied. I never said that. Like, that's not normal, you know? And again, it was like 105 degrees today, 111 yesterday, 116 the day before then. So like, at what point are people going to sit there and realize, like, she's trying to get the elements to kill me? She was told on 2 separate times to give me $30,000, not only to get a lawyer, but to get off the fucking street, so that we could then go into what we're actually supposed to be doing, 50-50 custody. She's not supposed to be the primary parent where she has them 100% of the time. That's not how New Jersey law works. And she's trying to backdoor her way into being the parent who has them 24/7, where I get visitation through the courts. And that's not how it's going to end up. I can tell you that right now. New Jersey law is not going to just bend and break for Mrs. Green, you know? And I have a court date coming up July 24th, but I have no hope at this point, because look at how long I've lived in my car. I'm literally dripping in sweat right now, you know? Like, and it's just like, I don't know, to sit there and claim that you're a humanitarian while you're actively abusing your spouse, it's disturbing. That disturbs me, because not only are you pretending to be a good, loving person, you're wearing a mask that people believe you are this. You're pretending to be someone that you could actually be. That's what disturbs me. You could be who you pretend to be, because when this shit first started, she pretended that she was a co-parent, and then all of a sudden, it was just like that. The mask fell off, and she's like, "I could be the true me." And I'm just like, who are you? And your family knew this is who you were, and like, it makes sense, because that's who her family is, you know? To sit there and cut someone off and block someone who, like, all I want is to be divorced. Like, I was served divorce paperwork. I said, okay, let's get divorced. And it's like she's upset because I said, okay, let's get divorced. Like, no, you're not gonna initiate a divorce and think I'm gonna fucking beg you after you've abused me for 10 years. You've lied on me for 10 years. You've abused me for 3 years, had me living in a car. And sometimes I think, like, she's trying to get me to sign away my rights, and then other times I feel like she's trying to make me beg for her back. Like, why? Again, who in their right mind is going to beg you to take them back when you've tried to get the cops to kill me, the elements to kill me, and now you're just trying to get the courts to just write me off like a fucking mental case? Yes, I have mental problems. When you're suffering ongoing abuse, you will have mental problems, because your mind is trying to make sense of what is going on, and is trying to understand, when is this going to stop? There is no healing. Like, yes, I've gained understanding, but I can't heal when I'm living in my car, when I see my sons for 4 hours, when I'm told that I'm a rapist, and that, like, it's not even fucking true. But people are saying it with such venom and confidence that the only explanation is this woman told this lie from the day that we were fucking together. If you didn't want to be with me, well, like, You could have just broke up with me, but like that's the thing. She can't just break up with me. She needs to destroy me because that's who she is as a person. She needs to destroy you. She needs victims, and that's how a predator moves.